Hi, my name's Leon. I'm a photographer from Liverpool in the UK, here on holiday in Hurghada at a hotel called Alibaba Palace. We've been here a couple of times now, and I thought it might be useful to throw a walkthrough video online for anybody else that's coming from the UK, so you can have a look and see what's going on at this, what we think is actually quite a really nice hotel. Hope you enjoy. Okay, so the hotel itself is on a main strip which has got quite a few different hotels that run all the way down. Just so you know, the moment you walk out of the hotel entrance, you will get accosted by, in the UK equivalent, black cab drivers. So like taxi drivers that will hassle you for a ride or a fare. As long as you're polite with them and you say no thank you, or in Arabic, la shukran, they tend to leave you alone. They will tell you that the shops of the shopping mall is closed. Ignore them, it's not. It's just a ploy to get you to go in their cab for a bigger fare. As you come out the hotel on the left hand side, about 10-minute walk, there's a massive shopping centre called Senzo Mall. Senzo Mall is fixed prices, no real haggling going on. There's a supermarket in there called Spinneys where you can get all of your shopping and your bits and pieces if you need any extra bits for your room, like snacks, etc. There's a pharmacy within Senzo Mall, which is really good. And the good thing here in Egypt is that all of the medication has stamped on the box the price in Egyptian pounds. So it'll have like 52 LE, which is Egyptian pounds. If you are unwell and you end up going to, for example, the hotel over the road and one of the little pharmacies on the main road, they will charge you an exorbitant amount, a massive difference between what you pay in a real pharmacy and what you'd end up paying if you went to Senzo Mall. We, for example, it should have been 200 Egyptian, they charged us 2,800 Egyptian. So we learnt that lesson and don't shop there, but let's do a walk through the hotel. Right, the hotel itself has got security positioned on the gates, and what that means for you is that when you're coming in and out of the complex, they want to check your armbands to make sure that you're registered to be a guest at the hotel. Also, if you're in a taxi, they'll take the taxi driver's identification so that they can log who's brought you in, and then when they leave they get their identification back. The hotel's very busy. Check in for a variety of coaches and buses are arriving non-stop throughout the whole of the day, and you find that the reception desk is always very, very busy. As you approach the entrance of the hotel on the right hand side, there is the hotel's got its very own nightclub, and the nightclub itself is called the 40 Thieves Club. As the hotel caters for a lot of European guests, so Dutch, German, some Russian, etc., you find that the music that is played is catered to that sort of audience. Smoking is allowed in there, so do be prepared that if you do go into the nightclub, you will feel the effect of cigarette smoke on your clothes and in your lungs. But that's in there. That's a really good nightclub. And it also is part of the all-inclusive as well. It doesn't open until late, but you can get your drinks up until midnight. After midnight there's a charge or a surcharge for them. As you can see over there on the other side, so the next park to this one is Aladdin. That's on the other side of that wall over there. Aladdin and Alibaba are sister hotels. What that means for you is that you can then use the facilities in both. By using the facilities in both, it means that you get a bit of variety. Personally, I think the food and the pool are better in Alibaba, but have a look online and read the reviews. Everybody likes to leave a review. And before we booked our first visit here, and we're now on number 3, we read probably 500-600 reviews, and we felt this was the best one for us. It was a little bit closer to it was a little bit further away from the main busy city centre. It was a little bit quieter outside, and it wasn't too far to walk if you wanted to walk to Senzo Mall to go shopping without the haggling and the harassment on the main Sheraton Road, which is where up by the marina you can buy a variety of products at crazy prices. But in between the two hotels is a water park, and I'll see if I can show you the water park in a bit. That's open for so many hours in the morning and the afternoon, and residents of Alibaba and Aladdin can use that. And it's really good for families, mixed ages, so you can have quite a good time in that. They also serve soft drinks, but there's no alcohol available at that part of the park. Let's go through. Going through the door, there is a metal detector as you walk in, which is kind of reassuring because it lets you know then that security is something they take very seriously. Okay, so this is the main hotel lobby. On your left-hand side, when you arrive at the hotel, normally the coach will bring you in and it'll drop you off on the left-hand side, where the guys will take your cases off you and stack them all up. They are safe. The guys mark them with a sticker that tells them when you're coming in and when you've arrived. Then you go over to the reception desk. They'll take your passport details, the usual things when you're checking into a hotel. And then they'll go through where your room is, talk you through your key cards, explain about the Wi-Fi, which is fantastic and goes across most of the hotel. On the right-hand side, you've got a couple of shops. And in the corner, let me show you this. You've got the shopping arcade that goes through and back through to the left. It's a couple of small market stalls. The thing to remember is that I assume that the rent that these people pay to be inside the hotel lobby is slightly more expensive than being out somewhere else. Therefore, don't expect these to be the cheapest prices you may find in the area, but you will find them to be quite cheap. What else have we got? Cash machine, right, this is an important one. So when coming from the UK, we found it to be an absolute struggle to get Egyptian pounds from the UK. The exchange rate at the time was about 30 to 35 for a pound. Whereas if you come to Egypt, I believe most of the cash machines are regulated by the Egyptian bank. So you will get the same rate in any of the cash machines. Most hotels have at least one, and they look like this. And basically, tap English, cardless services, tap foreign exchange, and then you can put, so £20 at the moment gets you about 1,250 Egyptian, which is twice the amount you get if you got it back home. I would suggest if you're coming out on holiday, you bring with you some sterling and then change it in small amounts each day as you need it, 20, 40, 60, £80, whatever. So in the lobby there's obviously welcome drinks available. Going through the lobby, you've got the ceiling, it was renovated last time we were here, which is quite nice. You've got telephones and faxes. I can't remember the last time I sent a fax, to be fair. Toilets and information are through here. And all of the major tourism companies, so MTS, Annex, TUI, EasyJet, they've all got boards that list trips that you can book and you can get them online. Your travel rep will probably arrange for a welcome meeting to talk through the available trips that they have available for you to book while you're here on your stay. It's great because it gives you a sense of reassurance that you know that there's an established trip from a tour provider that can help you out. When we've been, we've used two websites. We've used TripAdvisor and booked a couple of trips through there. They've been fantastic and also a lot cheaper. We've also booked quite a few trips, like spa days, and that we booked them through Get Your Guide. Get Your Guide is an international website that allows you to pay in local currency with cancellations the day before, up to 24 hours, so over 24 hours for a cancellation, and you'll get your full money paid back to you. The thing I'd recommend as a tip for this is if you are going to come out and go off-site or off resort, I'd suggest that you get an eSIM or a mobile SIM, or make sure that you've got roaming on your mobile phone, because most of the contact out here is through WhatsApp, and you need to make sure you've got a data connection off the resort, because some of the taxi drivers, etc., will ask for you to contact them or the tour operators contact them by WhatsApp when there's an issue, and you can't do that if you have no signal. Obviously, we're still in the lobby. Next to the lobby here, we've got the guest relations desk, and the guest relations desk is manned by 2 or 3 members of the team that all speak a variety of languages. We found the most friendly and accommodating member of the team that's been absolutely fantastic with us on all 3 of our vacations has been the young lady sat on the left. Her name is Eman, and she's made sure that our stay has been absolutely fantastic. And if you've got any issues whatsoever, her English is impeccable, and she's never found anything too much of a pain to sort out for us. Right. Moving further down, you've got skating and bowling. Skating and bowling is available, but it's only available between certain times. It's an additional charge, which is not a lot of money, to be fair. It's a couple of euros. There's an indoor bowling alley with several lanes, and there's an indoor skating rink. It's not ice, but it is still a rink. Available. So you've got here in the centre, you've got a bar. I'll go around and show you that in a second. And you've got a fresh juice or vitamin bar. You can actually get cocktails. So see if I can find a cocktail menu for you. The cocktail menu is it's here. And they all tend to be about €3. So you can pay in euros, or you can pay in Egyptian and they'll convert it for you, or you can pay by card. Normally what happens with most cash transactions is that the staff aren't allowed to handle or don't handle cash. So what happens is that you make a purchase of special cocktails, or you want to pay to extend your room, which is about €10 per person. Sorry, $10 per person. When you do that, they will arrange it and provide you with the receipts, which you then have to take to the cashier back at the reception desk, and they will take the money for you and provide a receipt for you. The other side of the main lobby, you've got 3 of the restaurants. Before I do that, I'll just show you I showed you the entrance to the shopping arcade. This is the other side of the shopping arcade. They're very keen to negotiate a sale with you, so as long as you're prepared for that, that's great. And you've got also mobile phone SIM cards, which they will even fit in your phone for you while you're here, just to make sure you've got the phone data if you haven't already sorted out an eSIM. So, 3 different restaurants. What have we got? We've got Oriental Restaurant Zemoda. Oh well, tell you what, if I zoom in, it's quite a nice restaurant. Really cheeky and walk in, so you can have a look. So it's all set out like a buffet restaurant, and this restaurant is next door to one called Bella Italia. They can get quite busy, but if you are quite friendly with a member of the staff and you're tipping or being friendly with them, they'll make sure that you have a table and that you're looked after. So you have fresh breads, fresh cheeses, falafel. And no matter what time of day it is, you can always get dessert. Or fruits, or yogurts, or salads. You can get whichever, to be fair. So that's the second of the restaurants. The third restaurant, sorry, that one's called Bella Italia. They've all got slightly different opening times, so you do need to check the signs on the outside to tell you what times they're open till. This one's called the Ring Tree, which is lovely. We've eaten in here loads. Staff are really friendly, and if you see the same member of staff each time you come, they remember what drinks you're having and what it is that you're looking to eat, and they'll help you any way they can. This one's also good for kids because there's like a Disney area in the corner. Same again, pastries, eggs, omelettes, falafel, omelette. Yeah, the team make all the omelettes and the eggs. Specialities, you tell them what you want in it and they'll do it for you. So, in addition to the 3 restaurants you've got here, you've got one based down at down at the beach. And the beach one has like a meat night on where they have a bit of belly dancing and all that sort of stuff. and you can turn around and book in for places on those. There's different nights and different things that you can book in for if you wanted to. In the corner here, behind the bar in the lobby, there is an a la carte menu, or an a la carte restaurant called Shogun. They offer 2 different menus. One of them is a teppanyaki, so you actually get to stand or sit at the food preparation area while the chef cooks and prepares the food in front of you to an audience with the fire and the artistry that they all have, and I'll try and find a video to show you for somebody doing that. To book tickets for this, you've allocated, I think it's 1 a week you're allowed in the a la carte menu and on the meat festival and the various nights that they have. And to do that, what you need to do is, next door to guest relations, which we showed you before, there is a terminal here. And what you do is you log in by pushing the little symbol there. You put your room number and the code that's on your bracelet or your bangle that's on your wrist that they give you when you check in. Once you've done that, it then means then you can book tickets, and it knows how many people are in your room. So only one of you needs to book, but it will then allocate everybody for that night at that table, and it won't let you book if there aren't enough seats. The overall feel in the lobbies is quite relaxed. There's no pressure, there's no overloading of guests. It's quite a relaxed feeling, no pressure, no stress, and it's a really nice hotel. Let's take you for a little walk outside. In addition to the teppanyaki at Shogun, there's also an Oriental menu, and the Oriental menu includes, I don't know, soups, main dishes. You've got sushi, and my favourite's the deep fried sushi. The manager, Ahmed, is a very, very nice guy, and if you get chatting to him, English is fantastic. You don't need to know any Arabic to be able to order what you have to. Hello. So here we are, we're outside. There's a main entertainment area which is outside There's a main entertainment area which is outside. That's here. Over night time there's entertainment acts, singers every night. During the day you've got the animation team, which is like their holiday camp hosts, and they'll do exercises, stretching, volleyball, some games and entertainment for you. Okay, we'll go for a walk around this way. So this is the main pool. It's like a weird, like a number 8 in essence. But this section here at the front, which is closest to the main stage, this is actually cordoned off, and this is heated all year round, I believe. So it's ideal. It's not deep. It's ideal for families and kids. If you can get a better chair there first thing in the morning, it's worth it, because you find that you can keep an eye on the kids, and they say the water's warm and it's not deep. So your spa is here. No matter how long your stay is, you will be approached on numerous occasions by a member of the spa team to ask you if you want massages, skin treatments, get the skin scrubbed off your feet. They do everything. So if you want to shave, if you want a sauna or a massage, all of it's available. There's a shisha bar, obviously a real Egyptian custom, and what you do is you can book in, you get a shisha bar, it's based on time, and then they'll sometimes have the sport playing on the television for you. Nice and cool. Moving further around on the right hand side now, you've got a towel station. So when you book in, for each adult that's in the room, or each person that's in the room, you'll get given a towel card. That card every morning, you can take it to one of the towel stations and they'll swap it for a towel for you. The condition is if you lose the towel, there's an excess charge to pay for so many euros. Nice kids play area, and it is well covered. And it's clean, very safe. So one thing I've noticed is there is a lot of Dutch, German Russian people that are here. Not very many English, but most of them speak English, which sort of a bit embarrassing that quite a few of us in the UK don't speak other languages. So, in the centre of the pool here, I'll see if I can take you around to it. There's the Manhattan pool bar. So during the day, you can get alcoholic beverages, soft drinks, all from the Manhattan bar. Also, while you're there, at certain times of the day, they'll be doing snacks that could include burgers, chicken wings, beef koftas, do all that sort of stuff. And obviously you can get food later on. Certain times of the day you can also get ice cream. Assalamu alaikum. You've also got, so apart from the bar, you've also got a section here which is the pool bar, so you can actually swim up. And at the moment, when I'm filming this, we're at the end of September. The temperature is currently 30 degrees. So 30 degrees, you can sit in the pool, it's no problem at all. It's like chill when you get in, but it's great after. But also at certain times during the day they do ice cream. So it's like the soft scoop ice cream that's available. And this is where they serve all the snacks and the hot food and the chilled salads and all that sort of stuff. One thing you'll find as you're walking around the resort is there's lots of cats. Some look a little bit worse for wear, but then they're wild cats, they live here. And obviously the cat is a respected animal, so there's a little cat food station there, and you can donate cat food, etc., or top up the water for them. We always bring a little bowl and put cat food outside the room, keeps them happy. We've stayed here 3 times now, and we stayed in different parts of the hotel. First time we stayed in the room that was in the middle of this hotel and the one next door, the Aladdin, which was nice. The second time we came, we stayed in a room that was above the spa, which I showed you before. You can see from the pool extends all the way down. This end's a little bit further away. It's the bottom end of the pool. It's a little bit further away, but there is a children's or babies paddling pool which is covered, which is good. Here comes the golf cart. There's a couple of them knocking about the resort, so it's free. You can jump in one of them and he'll take you down to the beach. Right, so this is the bottom end of the pool. The one thing I say about the resort, it's very clean. The staff are exceptionally friendly, and there's never any issues. And if there's a sign of any problems or any trouble, there's a security team, there's guest relations, and their main job, obviously, all they've got is tourism in the area. There's no exports, I believe, so have to make sure everything's okay. And if you get any trouble while you're out here, I believe you can call the tourist police who step in with stuff, but we've never had any grief here, and we've done quite a bit here already now. So this is the main run. What I'll do is I'll take you down to the beach. The beach is fantastic. So my tip for this is, for the first 2 meters of the water, as you're walking down into it, there is sharp, gravelly type stones. So if you can tolerate that and it's uncomfortable on the feet, that's fine. But if it was me, as we have done and our friends and our kids have done, is nip online, buy some cheap beach shoes for 4, 5, 6 quid, whatever, bring them on holiday and sew them on. A, it gives you a better grip, and B, it just stops you standing on something if you didn't want to hurt yourself while you're here. Of a night time, all of this this walkway is all lit up, all the lights above. It looks beautiful. And by the look of it, they look like they're setting up for another festival this evening. So there's numerous festivals that the hotel has. While we've been here, we've had a fruit festival where the dancing fruit come walking around the pools, and you end up with giant gorillas, Iron Man. It's fantastic for the kids. We've also had a strawberry festival where giant strawberries come round, and there's strawberry cakes, strawberry desserts, strawberry smoothies. We had a mango festival. It was good. It was good. If you want to buy fruit while you're here for your room, say for example, bananas, dates, apples, etc., you can buy them in by the kilo, and it's literally a couple of euro. All around the hotel as well, there are these. I find it, and all they ask is that to help keep it tidy, when you finish with your cups and your bowls and your plates and any leftover food, just put it into one of them, and they're emptied on a regular basis. So here we are. So, ooh. That way, up to the left, you've got the Aladdin Hotel. This way, it's the end of the road for us, but you have the Red Sea Diving Centre, and these guys are the guys that walk around the resort selling you various trips. We've only ever booked one trip through these guys, and it was good. They've got their own harbour here at the resort, so any of the trips that involve going on a boat that you book from these guys, they will dock at the harbour at Alibaba, and it saves you having to do a transfer. The other boat trips that we've booked through Get Your Guide don't have that luxury, but they are significantly cheaper. So what they do is they arrange for a transfer. So the transfer will meet you outside the gate of the hotel where this video started at a pre-designated time. And once they've met you there, they drive you to the harbour in Hurghada, and they go from there. That's how they keep their costs down, because I would assume that there may be a supplement for them to pay if they were to come to here. So this is one of the restaurants. This is where they have the fish night and all that sort of stuff. Or sorry, the meat night. And you can get lunch and stuff will be served here in a bit. There are some aircon units blowing cold air because it gets very, very hot. And also there's lots of little birds. Back home I think they're like sparrows, but they're not sparrows. So when you come down with your towel card, normally what happens is somebody will turn around and say to you, you're looking for one of the beach guys. We'll take your cards off you, sort you out with a bed, and the bed's good. There, get one with shade. That's my advice. So this water is really shallow, really far out, so you can actually go quite far out. See there's people right out there? Yeah, they're standing up. so it's quite good, and you're not going to get any grief, any trouble. As I say, literally the first metre or two is a bit more coarse, but once you get past that, it's fantastic. It's I went out yesterday in bare feet and it was fine, but I would recommend beach shoes if you can get them, because they're only cheap. Obviously further to the right you've got the Aladdin beach, which merges quite nicely. Not bad, how are you?
Good.
Okay, so back on the other side of the restaurant. At some point through the day, there'll be a guy probably with a camel here, and for a small fee you can have your photograph taken. Literally a couple of dollars, it's nothing. Tipping. Okay, so while we're walking to the beach, let's talk about tips. Everybody's got a different idea on tips. The average member of staff here earns not a lot of money every month, and I was reading on one website, they were saying that people work for so many weeks and then they go home for the fourth week, so they try and make enough in tips to cover them for the week that they're off. I'm not sure how true that is, because I think it's a little bit impersonal to ask them how much they earn. But what we found was, before we came out to Hurghada, we went and got a quantity of $1 bills. Now, when we went to Sharm el-Sheikh many years ago, we were giving out pound coins, and the problem is that with the pound coins, they have to turn around and convert the pound coins or swap them with another guest, so they get a note, and then they can put the note into a machine. At least with $1 bills, they can collect them together. Probably the exchange rate is about 80 pence. So every tip, $1, $2, $5, it's up to you. Little and often, and that way then you will be looked after. Sorry, I've just missed a bit there. There we go. So there's some sports courts, so you can play volleyball, tennis, basketball. That's all over there. There's toilets for the beach. And we're going over the threshold of what is going to be Aladdin. There's Aladdin's Beach Bar and Restaurant. Along here you might say you've got, I think it's called Dr. Fish or something. Yeah, it's a fish tanks that you pay a fee, you sit there, and then the fish eat your dead skin off your feet. I'm sure it's everyone has an opinion on how good or bad it is. Not something I personally do, but listen, it's your body. So, this is the Aladdin pool. Not as big. Still, it's lovely nonetheless. Right, it's the same again with the shops that are down on the front. I assume because of the rent that's paid to the hotel. you would be paying slightly higher prices than those prices if you were to go into Hurghada town centre, for example. Okay, so they've got renovation works going on, but let's show you a little bit of the bit where the boats come in. So if you book a boat trip at Alibaba, then what happens is that they will dock here. We did it, we booked it. And there was 6 shots on the boat. We negotiated a price and the boat came here. Benefit is no sitting on a coach, no waiting for ages with a bunch of people that you don't know. You're literally to the hotel itself, and let me show you that. Yeah, and there's some of the boats. I actually think that's the boat that we did our glass bottom boat tour with, I think. Yeah, it is, yeah. Yeah. Right, let's go for a bit more of a walk. Back to a point on tipping. I believe that in the restaurants, well, definitely at the bar, in the lobby, when you're tipping them, they make a note of the tips in a book. I don't know whether they get a percentage themselves and whether the rest then gets given to split between the rest of the team. I'd assume that's what happens, but I'm not sure. But we always prefer to give the tips directly to the person. So when I spoke to customer services, they were saying that the hotel is continually selecting chunks of the hotels to upgrade and refurbish. If you are missing the shops back home and you feel that you need to pop to the Lidl, have no fear, and if you feel like it, there's a crazy love shop. Don't ask me what that is. I assume it's perfume. I'm confident they'll give you a very good price on whatever it is they provide. So I believe this may be the Jasmine Hotel. And the Jasmine doesn't look like it gets used at the moment, but it's getting refurbished. And they've got a, let's go to the top of the bridge, an Oriental restaurant that sits in the middle of a lake, which is beautiful. For the money that you're paying for a venue like this, it's absolutely phenomenal. Depending on the time of year when you come in, you can get a really good holiday for really good value for money. Temperatures when we're here in Sept, we came on the 14th of September, and you're looking for about 12 nights. 12 nights worked better for us, flying from Liverpool, and that was on a Sunday, come back on a Thursday. It was about £1,600, and then I think temperatures were about average between 32 and 40. If you were looking November or January, we've done both of those, about 23, 25 degrees, no clouds, no rain, which means that if you are coming to get that tan, you can get it, and you can stay in the sun longer without absolutely cooking yourself. I'm not going to go too far into the other hotel. I know in the back of the Aladdin there are some captive monkeys. Quite a few guests often at breakfast or lunch will take some watermelon or apples with them, and then they can actually feed the monkeys. Just be aware that they're wild monkeys and they're not being tamed, so that you do that at your own risk. On site, between the two hotels, there is a hospital called Jasmine Hospital. They have members of staff that walk around the resort, quite visible, with the Jasmine Hospital logo on their shirts, walking around the pools a couple of times a day on both resorts, I assume. If there's an issue and you have a problem, you can use the hospital, and they can prescribe and they can treat. My only advice would be, with caution, like most resorts that have their own doctor, if it is something that you believe could be treated by a pharmacy or something that could be treated with over-the-counter medication, etc., I would wholeheartedly suggest, if you are here, going to Senzo Mall and going to the pharmacy that's in there. They're open from 10 or 11 in the morning, and they're open through, so I say either 11 or 12 at night, but if you Google it, it shows you, and the reviews on their Google reviews page will show you. As a testament to that, me and my wife, who literally stayed in one of these rooms on the left just here, first time we were here, me and my wife, the first time we came, we both got bitten quite badly by mosquitoes, that they got infected quite badly, or mosquitoes or sandflies. It was something at the beach. So what we did was, and we've never had that issue since, but we went to the pharmacy at Senzo Mall. We ended up both having an antihistamine injection because it was that bad. We also ended up having antihistamine tablets for the week each, and we also got given like an anti-inflammatory cream that he mixed in with a moisturiser in a bottle and told us to apply it. And you know what? It's fantastic. So for the two of us to have the injection, which we had at the pharmacy, and the tablets and the anti-inflammatories, I think the whole thing came to £7, which is silly. As I say, when we were here last time, I got a bit of a chest infection. Went to the pharmacy. He suggested that I take Flumox, which is a mixture of flucloxacillin and amoxicillin. That box cost me 71 Egyptian because it was stamped on the box. So that's a week's course of antibiotics for 71 Egyptian. 71 Egyptian is literally £1.15-ish. And then he said to me, if you want some more, you can have more. And there were people in there from the UK that were buying 5-6 weeks worth of antibiotics to take home with them, because the cost compared to back home is £10-12 an item on a prescription. I do have to say though, the people here are really, really friendly. The staff are really friendly. You sometimes find that the customs of some people from various parts of the world you may see as a little bit aggressive, but that's just the way people are from different parts of the world. So you'll see an example of this when it comes to having to queue up for anything. I believe if you queue, you queue. You get in the queue, you know your place, etc. The staff also agree with that. Let's just say some people like to try and push in front, but the staff are quite keen to tell them we have a queue and you will get to the back. So, on the Aladdin site, which is what I believe I'm on now, it's the Agrabah restaurant, which is one of their restaurants equivalent to the ones that we saw in Alibaba before. There's Aladdin himself. Now, the thing with this hotel is there is a lot to see and do, and we haven't even left the campus yet. So we haven't gone to Hurghada, we haven't gone to the marina, we've not gone to Senzo Mall, we've not done any of that. So if you're looking for the opportunity to find somewhere to go for your holiday that you can just turn up, not really spend any money at all when you're out here, to be fair, unless you want to do the trips, etc. That's up to you. But if you wanted to just say, I've paid for my holiday, it's an all-inclusive. All-inclusive runs, I believe, until about 11:30 or midnight. After that, there's a small charge on the drinks. There's a tiny lizard on the floor there. Okay. Whenever we go away, we always try and tell our kids, well, always tell when they were younger, they always try and learn yes, no, please, thank you, can I have, some of the basics in the language of the country that you're stopping in. A, it's respectful, but B, it means that they'll understand you sometimes a little bit better. And whilst the English here is really good, sometimes it's nice to be able to communicate, even at a rudimentary level, with some of the locals. And if you get on side, you can actually get them to teach you a little bit of Arabic, Egyptian Arabic, while you're here. But there's two major languages. There's standardised standardised Arabic, which not as many of them speak, or there's Egyptian Arabic, which is a slight twist. So there's some slang or some colloquialisms which are basically used only in Egypt. So we're going to walk up here and see if I can get to the water park. Yeah, the basics that we learnt, so yes and no. Awa is yes, la is no, shukran is thank you, La shukran, no thank you. Also, you find as well, lots of cars beep. La shukran. Sorry. Beeping as well, right? So taxi drivers beep, drivers in cars beep. There's no reason why. So we've got a couple of friends that are out here now that drive out here, and I said, why do you beep the horn? They go, I don't know, we just do it. You're driving too fast, you're driving too slow, beep beep. Yeah, there's no excuse, they just beep because why not? So yeah, so we had yes and no. Once again, there's security on the water park. Now the water park's free. It's part of your... There is regulations about what you can and can't wear. There's no public displays of affection, and you've got to make sure the clothing you wear covers what it needs to cover. Some people get a bit close to the mark with it, but that's them. Selection of water slides. And everywhere you go, no matter what time of day it is, there's always somebody working. So whether it's touching up paint, it's doing a bit of maintenance work. The water park is beautiful, but I'd say the weather's a little bit hot at the moment. So that might be why certain people aren't keeping themselves around the pool. Salam alaikum. No, la shukran. So, yeah, he's asking if I wanted a sunbed. So obviously, la shukran, no thank you. Sometimes I find that if you put your right hand on your heart when you say it, it comes across as a little bit more respectful. When we've walked out onto the main street and the taxi drivers pounce, which they do, you have to say to them, la shukran, and then they leave you alone. If they don't leave you alone, they'll try and tell you that the shopping centre's closed, they know somewhere cheaper, would you like to go with them? It's only a couple of euros more or dollars more. They're just cheeky. But if you understand that's the way of life, that's the way it is, then that's fine. So walk back to here. And this is me almost signing off. We're back at the reception. Well, back at the entrance where security are. What you'll also find as well is the police, on occasion, will attend the hotels. Whether it's a sign of showing you that there's reassurance that there's security or police available. There's no messing about with the police. I probably suggest no direct photography. So obviously there's a police car up here, so I'll try not to get in the face. No tipping of government officials, because I think that's seen to be inappropriate. I always like this. We saw the guys cutting this hedge the other day, and it's got on there, smile, you are in Alibaba, which is really nice. So yeah, it's and the guy was actually cutting it all by hand, so we actually did it all by hand. So no guides, no health and safety remits, no plans to follow. Go back up the stairs. There we go. I'll see if I can do a quick walk through the shopping arcade. So here you've got a perfume shop, you've got a watch and a jewellery shop.
Okay.
Wunderbar. I don't speak German. Sorry, I'll say there. There you go. I actually got through all the way without being pounced on, which is fantastic. Now, at the moment, it's 10 a.m. Egyptian time. They're 2 hours ahead. And it's not heaving, it's not busy, it's not stretched to the imagination with regards to... Yeah, you can always get yourself a drink.
Also to remind you, at 2:45 we're gonna start our French ball game. The Voce game, it will be at the beach area. And then we're gonna start our water polo and volleyball, beach volleyball.
So yeah, we're getting ready to have the beach, the water polo and the volleyball. I'll take you over to the Manhattan bar.
Today at 45 we're gonna start our water gym.
And that's it, that's my walk around the Alibaba resort. We really like it here, we think it's a really nice hotel. The staff are what make it. It's not the most expensive, it's not the cheapest, it's in the middle, it's great. I say the staff make it, they're really friendly, they can't do enough for you. And it's close enough that you can go and do everything you want to in Egypt. If you want to go and do a trip to the pyramids, there's two ways of doing it. One's a 5-hour coach ride that picks you up at 1 in the morning and then you get your full day there. The other option is a plane, which is about an hour and a half. The difference in cost can be anywhere from £150 maybe for the coach and maybe about £300 for if you're going by plane. Both are worth doing and we're doing it on our next trip here, but it's not something we've done yet. But we have done snorkeling, we've done boat rides, we've gone to various islands. Quite a few of the islands are just a short boat ride away, and to get on them trips, we did get your guide. And they were really good. But all I would say is, with any of the trips, especially our places like TripAdvisor, get you guys, look at the reviews of the people who did it last week or the people who did it when you're looking, because that will give you a level of feedback as to what's happening. The only thing we did that I probably wouldn't recommend is the safari. So there's a safari. Now when we did it in Sharm el Sheikh, the safari, when they say to you it's a Jeep safari, you'll go on the Jeep and you'll be on there for several hours, and you'll go and have a Bedouin camp where you'll learn how they make bread. You can buy some of the local products, and it's big sweeping sand dunes, etc. Yes, in Sharm that was right. Here, the sand wasn't sweeping sand dunes. It was like a really hard, rough terrain that wasn't the most comfortable. It was very uncomfortable in the back of a Jeep, going over these rock hard, solidified, almost like concrete, dunes. So there's no big. If you're looking for fantastic, wonderful, soft sand dunes, you're not going to get that here. But there is loads of other stuff to do. I say we've done trips. There's a VIP trip that we did. That was about £20 each through Get Your Guide, and that allowed us to get picked up by VIP. It's just me and the wife and a guide and a driver. And they drove us around the whole of Hurghada. We saw the mosque, we saw the fish market, which is fantastic. Fish market, you can see the fish being brought in from the harbour. You buy it, take it to the corner of the market, and then you can pay somebody to cook it for you while you're there, and then you eat it while you're there. It's literally from the water to your plate. It's unbelievable. I don't eat fish, but it looked great. What else did we do? We had food there, we went to a shopping at a local market. There's a lot of things to see and do, and you can do as much or as little as you want, but all you want to do is go on holiday, eat, drink, and get a suntan. You can do this pretty much all year round, and we're already looking at dates to come back. Hopefully this video has been alright for you. I don't do videos normally, so apologies for the wobbly video bits and all this stuff, and dodgy edits. Hopefully it's been okay, hopefully you've learned something. We're definitely coming back. The staff are fantastic, and I think I found my second home. Whatever you're doing, enjoy the rest of your day, and enjoy hunting for your next holiday. Bye for now.